Good evening, it's 5:15. It's time to begin our meeting. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. We'll check and make sure that Jason Atherton is on board. He will be on Zoom tonight, so let's make sure that he's here before.
Jason, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Good enough. Okay, with the roll call, we'll show that all members are in attendance this evening. Move on to the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes of the February 26, 24 meeting, approval of bills and claims, licenses and permits, including renewal of Class C retail alcohol license for the Carroll Moose Lodge number 273, a new 8-month special Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service for Carroll Merchants Baseball, and the bid opening report for the cemetery pickup. Is there a motion to approve?
Somebody's either too loud or has to mute their thing for the reverb.
It's picking up off his computer.
Yeah.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Feedback. Who's on mute?
You want me to move over?
But yeah, you're catching Jerry's.
So I'm gonna guess now he's not gonna be able to hear us if you know.
Yeah, so what if I do that? Why is the host asking me to unmute?
You're the host.
Yeah, it's because I'm the host. Jason can hear again, so that's,
It might be just when Jerry and I talk and Aaron talk, because we're close to his computer.
I was just gonna slide over and see if it helps.
well, I shut my mic off. Try that.
Yeah, but he can't hear us.
He can still hear.
I'll ask.
Ask.
Jason, can you still hear us? No, he can't hear if I'm unmuted. Okay, now you can hear me, can't you? But then.
Yep. You're good.
Okay, what about your mic?
It's on.
It is on.
It's picking it up off his computer. And mine.
Can you turn your volume on your computer down?
Can do that. Can you still hear us, Jason?
Yes, I can.
Still the same.
It's not that bad.
I can hear everyone talking if you just want it. I don't need to see anything.
Yeah, Jason can hear it, he just can't hear or see anything, but we're gonna have feedback over there. Can we mute those TVs?
It's not council TVs.
That's coming over the speakers.
Don't write that down.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get this done.
All right, I already mentioned the items on the consent agenda. Is there any discussion regarding the consent agenda? Seeing none, I will look for a roll call vote. This is messing me up a little bit.
So moved.
We'll look for a motion to approve.
So
All
moved.
right, and second it. All right. Motion to approve was by Tom and Laverne seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Atherton?
Yeah,
Howard?
I won't be voting with the cemetery pickup on there.
Fournier?
Yes.
Jerks?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Are there any oral requests from the audience this evening? Nothing, all right. Move on to ordinances. And the first ordinance A is establishing a temporary portable storage containers ordinance, second reading. And Dan, you have anything to say about it? You kind of started this. Has anyone ever given you any input from
The only
last-
input, I had one person that had a container, and he informed me this week that he already removed it
Okay,
in the
that's
residence.
good
So
to know.
it's- People are here.
All right.
listening, So
Good.
Anybody else have any?
We haven't received anything in the city office.
Nothing in the city offices, okay. We're on the second reading. Would we maybe consider a motion to pass the second reading and waive the third then?
So moved.
Second?
Okay. All right, and we'll move to a roll call vote on that issue.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Atherton?
Yes,
Fournier?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Motion to adopt.
And we'll make a motion to adopt now, please.
So moved.
Second.
Laverne? Okay,
It was the echo.
all right. All right, Laverne, well, Laverne made the motion. And Tom seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Atherton?
yes,
Seaman?
Yes.
Fournier?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Dirk?
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance is adopted.
All right, our next ordinance is regarding the rezoning request from Matt Wendell, Carroll County Redemption LLC, second reading. And Aaron.
We haven't had any, comments at the office, so we would like to consider passing the second and third on this reading also.
Any other discussion? All right, could we have that motion, please, to approve the second reading and waive the third reading of this
So
issue?
moved.
All right, Tom and JJ. All right, now a motion to adopt, please. Oh, I wrote that down myself, so we'll move to a roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Shrek? Bauer?
Yes.
Fournier?
Yes, yes, yes.
same complicated.
Yep.
All right. That passed, so we'll have a motion, we'll look for a motion to adopt, please.
So moved.
Carolyn and JJ is second. Roll call vote, please.
Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
Same complicated.
Fournier?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Motion, ordinance is adopted.
All right, the next ordinance is the Carroll City Ordinance, Chapter 50.08, Amendment Mowing of Properties, second reading. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the ordinance dealing with our nuisances for long grass that we spoke about at the last council meeting. I've not had any feedback at all on this. If we do pass the ordinance tonight, we'll get moving forward on our notification forms that we have that we use to set forth the notice to the homeowners. So like I said, we have no one's contacted us for or against it, and we really didn't change the code except for the way that we're notifying and the time frame that is being allowed to get the properties cleaned up.
And that related to the length of grass.
Yeah,
You
we didn't change the length at all. We're just changing, in the past, we've had to go through the nuisance process, which can take up to 30 days or longer. So this will speed it up to 72 hours after we give notice of long grass. So
Okay.
just makes it a lot easier. I know the neighbors, we get multiple complaints on the same properties that we're already working on, so this will speed that up a little bit.
The only complaints I had was one because someone's grass was too short. There wasn't any.
Oh,
So-
yeah, no ordinance for that one.
So this won't relate to that. There's not much we can probably do about that. So any other input? If not, we would probably consider passing the second reading and waiving the third if we could have a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
We'll go with Tom and JJ. And roll call vote, please.
Fournier?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Dirk?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes,
Seaman?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, if we could have a motion to adopt, please.
So moved.
Second.
Carolyn and Tom. Roll call vote.
Shrek? Yes. Bauer?
Yes.
Atherton?
yes,
Dirk?
Yes.
Fournier?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving on to resolutions. The first resolution is not to exceed $650,000 in general obligation capital loan notes for the fire rescue vehicle. Laura, do you have anything to say? But we do need to have
Public hearing.
we'll have to open up a public hearing right away, correct? Okay, all right. So we need to open up a public hearing, please. 524.
Yes, so this is a change to the public hearing on this, debt issuance. As of no public comments were received in the office regarding this before the meeting. So this is a chance for the public to speak on this now. Just a reminder, we are planning on combining this with the debt center debt issuance to to issue one amount of roughly not to exceed $1,150,000 for the two projects. There will be a plan is to receive interest quotes, so to speak, interest quotes on March 25th, our next meeting. And there will be also council to accept an offer at that meeting. And then the next step would be to approve the loan documents at the April 8th meeting, and then closing will follow roughly around May 9th. That would be debt reduction. We would then have a debt issuance for debt payment on June 1st of 2024 and June 1st of 2025.
All right, is there any other public input?
You called around to find out interest rates.
No,
It's going out today, then.
tomorrow. We're gonna send out the request for the proposals tomorrow.
And then next week, if any of the bank presidents want to have a conversation with us, we'll be more than happy to sit down and talk to them.
All right, if there's no other discussion, we'll close the public hearing at 5:26 PM. And we look for a motion to adopt. Tom? Second. Kyle, okay. And roll call vote, please.
Dirk?
Yes.
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Atherton?
Yes.
Resolution approved.
All right, next resolution we'll move to is Merchants Park Lease ICCAC Tournament in 2025, and Chad.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So we were reached out to by the Iowa Community College Athletic Conference saying that they were trying to select a site for their 2025 and beyond baseball tournament for their athletic conference. What you have in front of you is the lease agreement. It's a pretty standard agreement. It's very similar to the one we have with Iowa High School. This is a unique tournament because it's a 16 tournament. It is double elimination, which means each one of these teams will be staying in town for no less than 2 days. Some of them all 3 to 4. So it's a fantastic opportunity. We're partnering with DMAC on it because technically they could be the home team for the tournament. But it's an awesome opportunity for us. So yeah, my recommendation is approve the Merchants Park lease with the Iowa Community College Athletic Conference Tournament for May of 2025.
All right, I have a couple of questions for you. May of 25 is kind of, what, do they have a carved in stone day for this, or is it just?
Yep, they have a date. I believe it starts May 8th.
May 8th, and that would be before the high school baseball teams.
It is the first 2 weeks of practice, and I've already talked to the head coaches and the athletic departments, and they see this as a huge win for them, or all of us, and are okay moving their practices for those 2 dates.
All right, that sounds like all good news to me. Any other comments?
I've got a question. Does the host team supply all the volunteer help, or does the city have to do it?
We will do something similar to what we do for state, but it'd be much scaled back. We don't expect the crowds of 800 plus that Iowa High School would be. It's more of field maintenance. They have all their own scoreboard people, all their own announcers, umpires, everything like that. But we fully plan to roll out a red carpet for them and have them
Can we make sure
happy
that you
and
get this
keep coming
information
back.
to the chamber so that they can have a comprehensive plan of how to utilize this to help our small businesses?
What's that, Jason?
Communicate with the chamber.
Yep, absolutely. We've already been in communication with them. We'll set up like welcome packets, just like we do with state, where it shows different places they can go eat, spend the day, just different entertainment activities that the teams can do on their day off.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure that they have a comprehensive plan on how to make this work for our city businesses.
Yep, absolutely.
Anything else?
Thank you.
So we would need to approve this, so I'd look for a motion to approve, let me see, just a moment.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, I've got it.
Thank you. And Tom made the motion. Laverne second. And roll call vote, please.
Shrek? Yes. Bauer?
Yes.
Jerks?
Yes.
Cornero? Yes. Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yeah,
Resolution is approved.
All right, thank you very much. And we will move on to reports, and the first report is on persons with disabilities parking space at 502 North Court Street, and Aaron.
Yeah, we had a request from Adam Schwartz to move the handicap parking stall in front of his business on Court Street to move it to Fifth Street, which would actually put it closer to the handicap sidewalk access, and it would benefit the front access to his business, so he's requesting to move that parking stall.
Chief Burke, have you looked into this on any effects it would have that you would know of, or?
Nope, we talked about it last week at staff meeting, and Randy also was involved with it, and we don't see any conflicts from our side of it.
how much does that cost?
It's all on him.
Okay,
It's him moving the sign and doing the painting and stuff, so it's not us.
okay.
Anything else? Now, can we do this without readings or not?
Yeah, it's not an ordinance.
So it's not.
Simple.
Okay. All right, we'll look for a motion to approve this, please. Yeah, you know, Tom and JJ. Was a second. Roll call vote, please.
Jerks?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Atherton?
Yeah,
Cornero? Motion is approved.
All right, our next report then will be regarding in-car and body-worn camera upgrades, and I'm guessing Brad knows most about this.
I do, thank you. This is something we have budgeted for the fiscal year '25. We've been in contact with a couple of the companies. We currently have WatchGuard, which is now owned by Motorola. And during our conversations with them, they've indicated that they're about 2 to 3 months out on delivery and install for all their equipment. We have seen some camera failures with our body cameras, and they are not selling those models anymore. And if we get some that get fixed, it costs us $450 just to send the item in to get looked at. So we have about 4 right now of our 12 that are on a shelf we're using as parts to repair other ones. So this was something like we budgeted for next year, got it all put together, and we're just asking to make our purchase early or give them our purchase approval early to get the process going. So that way, right at July, we can get this installed and get going for us. So this is a little different than it has been in the past. We're now with the companies, well, 2 of the 3 companies that we asked for quotes from are doing yearly kind of like a payment plan type of situation. You're mostly paying for storage and software upgrades, and we currently have contract for software upgrades that we do now in our WatchGuard system. The cost has a little bit of hardware fee up front, but like I said, the majority of the cost of the next 4 years after the initial year is for storage and software purchasing or software usage. So the 3 companies that we asked for was WatchGuard, which is what we currently have, Axon, and Sector. Sector is the only one that offered that wanted their full payment up front. You see the price was $190,000, which is quite a bit higher, although once you add the 3 up, the 5 years up, they get a little bit closer. But in our opinion, the WatchGuard system is much easier for us. The cost is a lot better, and it's an easy transition because we're currently on the WatchGuard system now, so we're just doing some upgrades. The total cost for the WatchGuard system is $135,192 over 5 years, with year 1 being at $43,780.80. We do have in the budget for next year $55,000 to cover this cost, and then we'll budget out the next 4 years after that for software and storage fees that we'll see if we do make the move and go forward with the WatchGuard system. My recommendation would be to accept the quote from WatchGuard for the amount of $43,780.80 for year 1, with the payment for that occurring after July 1 of 2024, which will put us to the next fiscal year.
Brad, what's the life expectancy out of these?
we've had the current one since 2019, so 5 years is probably about where it's at. The in-car cameras last longer, I would say. The body cameras we're wearing them, a lot of wear and tear on those, so 5 years is a pretty good time. The WatchGuard system they're calling it a refresh at year 3, which means they're sending us all new body cameras at year 3. We send ours back into them, so we get a new set at year 3, and then we'll continue on with those ones. So if we get another 5 years after year 3, great. There'll probably be some cost after year 5 if we don't do an upgrade with them at that point for storage and some of the software stuff. But they build out their initial plan into a 5-year contract with them.
And is there any trade-in value, or the ones that we have now, are they worth anything?
We'll try to sell them. We'll use the GovDeal site. I've seen a few of them out there. There's not much on trade-in. The body cameras are pretty worn. The car cameras are maybe some taxi companies or something that would pick them up, just unknown. But we'll try to sell them on that way. There's no trade-in with Motorola for the system though.
So being you're staying with this new company, all the storage you have now, transfer easy.
Yes, the best part about it is that the software that we currently use is called Evidence Library. The officers know that system, know that software very easy. So the transition, it's Evidence Library 4. We go to Evidence Library 5, which is the new software. And when we they gave us a test run with about 2 weeks on that. It was almost identical. So the officers have an easy change with that. And yes, the storage is all compatible together. So all of our old camera video footage still stays. We don't just lose everything. We still have access to all that.
How often, just curiosity, how often do you use those videos for training purposes?
Training is less. The majority of it's used for court. Everything, any type we have a charge, anything gets sent over to the county attorney or city attorney's office for use in the trial. So that's the biggest use of it. And then the officers also use it to go back for report writing, review on their own. And then we do some training stuff if we see something that's a job well done or something we need to change. So we do use that too. That's probably the least though that we use it for.
Okay.
So if these last longer than 5 years for some reason, where are we at with them then?
Then we'll be able to keep using them. There'll probably be a cost at year 6 for the storage, because it is a cloud-based type storage system.
Okay.
So there'll be some cost for that. We just don't know what it is. This is they go into a 5-year program if you purchase the system the way they offer it in the quote right now. So, and then at year 6, like I said, there'll be some storage fees. But I have a feeling that they will no longer warranty the systems after 5 years. So if something breaks, we'll kind of be in the boat we're in now, where we're either paying a lot of money to get them replaced, or they'll just really push you to upgrade your system.
Anyone else have any comments? All right, I'm going to seek a motion to approve the Motorola WatchGuard in-car and body-worn camera system as quoted above, which would be $43,780.80 for the first year, with payment occurring after July 1st, 2024. Is there a motion for that?
Second.
All right, so Tom and JJ would be here then. Roll call vote, please.
Atherton,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Brett, Gertz,
Yes.
Cornell.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. And our last report is on the inaugural Carroll County Aquatic Center reciprocal card. Chad?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So in January, I got together with the city clerks from Breda, Coon Rapids, Manning, along with their park and rec directors. And we were trying to figure out a way to help incentivize our own memberships, as well as provide opportunities to go and see other pools around the county. We kind of based it a lot off of our reciprocal golf pass that we currently are doing. We talked with our staff and with their staffs, trying to get feedback on which way we would do it. And we came up with a punch card system that I currently have kind of presented in front of you. Basically, it just adds incentive to being a member. It allows you to travel 2 full times to each of the local aquatic centers and gain entrance to see their places, try out their places. After that, the card is done, but you must be a paid member at one of the local facilities and in good standings to be able to use it. We believe this will really help. It's a small revenue stream for all of our areas. But we just hope it allows to incentivize a little bit more getting your membership and being able to travel and see these other facilities. I think it's a good partnership to have with our other Carroll County municipalities and towns. On top of that, I think all of them but Coon Rapids is taking it to their councils tonight. So hopefully with a nod of approval from you guys, we can get this started for the 2024 aquatic season.
That seems a really good idea to me. The only thing, I always try to think, what's the extreme thing that could go wrong, and here's my thought. How often do we have someone that gets expelled from there for the season for some behavior?
It does happen, but it's not very often. So we will be able to track all of these cards and memberships with Google Sheets. So that way they can get real-time info on anybody that's wanting to use this. And we have already set up a nice little email thread, and we went through that as well. You know, what happens when someone gets kicked out of one and then goes either back to their home place or tries to go into another pool. They'll be notified immediately of who the individual is, and since they have to show their pass with their name on it, it would kind of red flag them right there.
How'd your parts vote on this?
Unanimously.
It's important to know.
Any other questions or discussion? If not, we'll look for a approval of the simple, for starting the Carroll County Aquatic Center reciprocal card as presented by Chad. Right, Tom moved and Laverne second. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Cordero?
All right. Little fast meeting tonight. We have committee reports that we'll all take care of on our own. The only comment I have from the mayor is it's nice to see that we are now getting out of meetings in the daylight. So I would say that. Any comments from anyone on the city council? Nothing there. And how about from the city manager this evening?
Yes, Your Honor, I have two comments. This past week, Chad, myself, and Chris Whitaker went and presented in front of IFA or IEDA for a CAT grant for Merchants Park. That went well. Did not have a lot of negative comments or questions. There were some negative comments or questions for some other projects, but for our project, they had some very positive questions, and it sounds like we're set pretty good at that point. Hopefully, we'll hear back a bit later this week as far as if they have any other questions or if we got the grant in general. Also, the Main Street property that we put a bid on from closed session or put an offer on this last session, they accepted our offer, so we will be closing on that property on the 22nd, which will be the Friday before our next council meeting. So we did get that purchase for the $10,000 amount that we talked about this last council meeting. So we have that taken care of. I should be able to put an RFP for that and have that for you for the 25th also. And that's all I have.
All right, sounds good. Looks like that's about it for tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
By Tom, second by JJ. Roll call vote, please.
Cordero? Atherton?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Schreiber?
Yes.
Barrett?